Every couple of years, our favorite armored Spartan pops up his green helmeted head for another round of ancient intergalactic wars on massive space donuts. Happy Halo Days, everyone!
Hello.
"20 years ago, a tiny little company called Microsoft wanted to make a video game console of their own, a challenge in its own right. But what is a console with no games?
Nothing.
So naturally, there was the racing game, the party game, the football game, and the odd game. But there was one game that would not only legitimize and define the Xbox, it would also pave the way for a new generation of games like it. And of course, that game was Shrek. But after the Shrek hype died down, people started looking to another large green man, Master Chief. Halo Combat Evolved was not only a massive hit, it made the Xbox a legitimate force in the industry and a worthy competitor to the PlayStation 2.
I'm kind of a big deal.
The Xbox became the Halo machine, and Microsoft started to think that maybe that $1 billion was worth it. And Halo games kept doing that, with the original trilogy culminating with Halo 3, one of the largest entertainment launches of all time. Since then, there have been more entries into the series, including sequels, prequels, strategy games, mobile games, and more. There have been comic books, novels, visual guides, and dozens of other Halo-related media. But nothing has been able to reinvigorate the brand to the levels of excitement of that original trilogy. But there's just something about Halo Infinite.
Oh my god!
Announced at E3 2018, Halo Infinite would be a soft reboot to the series, continuing the story from Halo 5 while expanding into new areas. And that excitement grew as we not only got a release date, but also confirmation that it would, like the original Halo, usher in a new console, the Series X. And then, we saw some gameplay. Ah yes, Craig.
What, you hated it?
It kind of scared me a little bit.
This new generation of Halo was looking a little too much like the last 3 generations of Halo. Now you have to hand it to Microsoft. Seeing the less than thrilled response to their game, they decided to delay their marquee launch title a year to make sure it was ready. Most developers and publishers simply wouldn't do that, and we've seen how that goes. So here we are, a year later, and we can now climb back into our armor and melee grunts in the face. Following the events of Halo 5 Guardians, Halo Infinite pits Master Chief along with a copy of Cortana against the Banished as they attempt to free the Endless with the help of the Harbinger by rebuilding the Silent Auditorium, all while attempting to recover UNSC bases that have been overrun across the damaged Installation 7 or Zeta Halo.
Huh?
That is about as simple as I can make it. If you want to go in-depth on Halo lore, there are literally hours-long videos on it. The long and short of it is, shoot monsters, investigate mysteries, save the universe, profit. Now this is a brand new game, and to run it properly, it is encouraged to play it on an Xbox Series X, Xbox's flagship and most powerful hardware. Does everyone have their Series X's ready? No? Still can't get one? Yeah, me neither. That's okay, it's on Game Pass, so Series S? I've seen some on Amazon. No? Well, it's also on Game Pass on PC, so boot up those new graphics cards, alright?
It's good. It's good.
Okay, so it seems that the supply chains are broken and not supplying much. Doesn't make for a very happy holiday.
Well, happy birthday, Jesus. Sorry your party's so lame.
There is, however, one more option before we even attempt to give our Xbox One S an aneurysm or catch our aging PC on fire. The cloud. Yep, Xbox Cloud Gaming is home for the holidays, baby. Let's boot this mother up. The promise of an all-digital future is here. No more downloads, no more updates. The power of the machine you have is no longer relevant, and... Okay, it might not be ready just yet. So let's see what my aging PC can do. It may be at a lower resolution, have a lower frame rate, shortened draw distances, and reduced texture fidelity, but it's running. And it's Halo. And this Halo is good. Wasting no time getting into the action, we see Master Chief as he gets rescued by a UNSC pilot, powered up and ready to kill some banished ass. Navigating through ship corridors, fighting annoying grunts and invisible elites sure does bring back memories, and it feels incredibly easy to play.
That feels good.
The controls on all the Halo games have always been the standard bearer for the first-person shooter, and like I said, Combat Evolved essentially codified this in the early 2000s. The same is true here. Everything is where it should be, right where we left it. Whether playing with a controller or keyboard and mouse, it feels natural. It feels right. Also returning is the seemingly endless array of weapons either to find for the first time or be reunited with old favorites. There are some innovations as well. First is the Chief's new grappling hook/stun wire. Halo has always been about movement and speed, so adding a new way of transportation that gets you going faster than ever? Perfect. Secondly, the Halo Ring Installation 7 is open to our exploration. This is the first Halo game with a semi-open world like this, and this too feels just natural. Halo needed to change and grow in new directions. The fact that we haven't been able to yet explore one of these titular rings is kind of surprising, and works incredibly well. The ring is full of UNSC bases to take back from the banished, and Easter eggs are everywhere. Being able to explore freely gives heft to the worlds we've been fighting for all these years. Stumbling into enemy bases or defending stranded soldiers feels like something we've always been able to do. Halo Infinite does something rather incredible. It's all new while feeling nostalgic. Innovative, but natural. And this is true through the story as well. Following the echoes of Cortana have us chasing the past while still dealing with the present. There's a lot of little things this game does that makes it feel like a polished experience, but it almost feels redundant to list them all. There's an expectation with Halo that is almost unspoken. From the first moment Master Chief was awoken aboard the Pillar of Autumn, those expectations were set. This is why Microsoft and 343 delayed it a year. It wasn't ready. The expectations weren't met. This is a game that absolutely satisfies long-time hardcore fans, but also is completely accessible to new ones. And that accessibility extends to its availability. Being available on Game Pass makes Halo Infinite one of the most readily available AAA blockbuster games ever. And while it may not be in crisp, flawless 4K 60 FPS on my PC, it ain't bad. I played it with few problems, and even on my 1S, it was fine. And even though I joked about it, cloud streaming works well in a pinch too. And if you're traveling, especially for the holidays, it's a marvel people can just seamlessly play a game like this on their phone or tablet. According to 343, Halo Infinite will be the basis for the next 10 years of Halo. And that's fine with me. When you have a foundation like this that is strong, that works, and is fun, everything built from it has a chance to be great. The new mixed with the old creates a seamless blend of what we love about this series while also moving it forward. And that institutional memory is vital in preserving what made Halo special in the first place. Some of us played the original Halo on our massive Xboxes 20 years ago. Some were introduced to the series later, maybe with Halo 3 on the 360, and some much, much later with the remastered collection. But somewhere along the way, some, myself included, may have felt that it lost a certain magic it once had. Halo Infinite rekindles that magic. It respects its predecessors and grows from them. The story, the gameplay, the whole feel and experience come together in another console generation defining game. Infinite is yet another Halo that will certainly inspire and impress a whole new generation of gamers, like those who came 2 decades before.
Sentimental hogwash.